What is poppin', y'all? It's your boy Cobb, aka Double Flamingo, aka the GOAT, aka up to 6-3 as of my win last week versus, who did I play? Garchomp Gladiators, that's who I played. I'm now tied for first in the league, but really second because I'm tied with Bionic Lettuce, who whooped my ass with week 4. Link that is up here, back when I had my rain team still. But with that, I am, since it's week 10, trying to play for seeding. The way the playoffs are going to work is we have a little week interim in between where you can make like one free agency change and then you play your playoffs match. The top 8 players start in winners, the bottom 8 players start in losers. So I'm confirmed to be in the top 8. It's just a matter of where I end up falling and who I end up playing. And my opponent this week, Vinicky, coach of the New York Neuverns, is currently 5th seed. So it's a precarious little situation I'm in. If I win, then I'm definitely either like 1st or 2nd seed, which means I have to play whoever comes up from the bottom half, probably Soul again. But if I lose, then I probably just have to play Vinicky again. So do I want to win? It's dubious. It's who can really say. But I'm gonna try this week. I'm trying a little bit. I'm not gonna throw because that's match fixing and that's cringe, and winning is better content. So I'm gonna try to win. Vinicky's team is really, really strong. So first mon that he has is Annihilate. Annihilate is sort of the anchor to which his whole team is built around. Rage Fist is one of the best moves in the game, getting stronger every time that it gets hit. Ghost Fighting typing has basically no resist aside from Hisui and Zoroark, which I don't have. It can be Scarfed, it can be Bulky, it can be Bulk Up, it can be Taunt. It's got a bunch of set diversity, and it's one of the best mons in the format. Next up is Cinderace, another great mon in the format, 100 and something speed, really, really high speed. I know it hits 370. Very, very threatening Pokemon with Pyro Ball, a lot of coverage, Libero. It has Hazard Control with Court Change that cannot be stopped. It's really, really strong mon. He's got good defense with Cresselia plus Skarmory plus Heatran. Heatran is more of a wall breaker, Cresselia is more of a sweeper, and Skarmory is more of a hazard setter, but they all make great defense. Latios is one of his strong offensive mons. His team's named after the Neuverns, but really it's the New York Latioses. Latios is insanely threatening with its 110 base speed and 130 special attack, plus a bunch of different moves, courtesy of being a legendary dragon type. It also has recover, so it can heal off any passive damage, which is broken. He also has Iron Hands, which is really, really bulky and really difficult to take down. It forces trades. A mon that does the same thing is sort of Mega Venusaur. Forces trades with both of them having great typing, both of them having solid stabs that just let it sort of chip things down. He's also got Mantine, which is a decent Spadef wall. It hard counters my Urshifu, so that's a good reason for him to be bringing it. And he also has Masquerain. Masquerain, it can set up webs, it can sweep with Quiver Dance. It's got a lot of options. But yeah, if you look at this team, it's very hostile to Urshifu. I'd probably have to be Scarfed again if I was bringing it. So I'm not bringing Urshifu. Instead, the first one that I'm going to be bringing is Zapdos. I'm going to be running Scarf Zapdos this week with this set right here. My speed investment at 308 hits 462 after the Choice Scarf boost, which puts me faster than Scarfed Annihilate. And Scarfed Annihilate seems like kind of a hard call out, but trust me when I say this guy has been bringing Scarfed Annihilate with Final Gambit basically every week. Like, he loves using Scarfed Annihilate with Final Gambit. It's crazy. I'm also faster than Cinderace and Latios, which hit 270 or 370 and 350 speed, but keeping on Annihilate. With Extra Sensory, I get pretty close to a 2KO, and I definitely don't die to a Final Gambit. Usually, though, I'm going to be leading Zapdos into a potential Annihilate lead, full switching out because he has no ground type, and stopping him from killing something with Final Gambit. That's the 8 matchup. I do not want to miss a Hurricane, even though Hurricane would basically knock this thing out, because then I would just lose my Zapdos. So, yeah. Next mon is Mantine. Mantine gets shredded by electric moves. That's how that mon tends to work. Mega Venusaur doesn't want to take a Hurricane. Slug Bombs aren't doing that much damage to me. Skarmory is in the same case as Mantine. Doesn't want to take my electric moves. They do pretty solid damage. Cinderace is slower than me. If I miss my Hurricanes, then it gets kind of bad, but I 2KO with Thunderbolt, and I do not die to a Pyro Ball straight up unless he's banded. But even if he's banded, it's a roll. So shout out Health Investment. Health Investment is useful. As for the rest of his mons, Masquerain, it's weak to electric, enough said. Iron Hands, I believe I 2 KO it with extra sensory, but it also 2 KOs me back if he has Ice Punch. Wild Charge also does a really, really solid chunk, so I have to be careful about that matchup. Cresselia and Heatran, I don't really have that much of an interest in staying in on either of them. I'm usually just going to be Volt Switching out. And Latios, Hurricane does decent damage, but I probably died to a Draco, so that's sort of a rough matchup for me. Zapdos is going to be used in conjunction with my Clodsire this week to try and secure the Annihilate matchup. I mentioned Final Gambit Annihilate. If he is at full health, it does 91% max with Final Gambit, and if I get in after a Zapdos Volt Switch, then I take 60 to 65, which is great, and if he does anything else, like Rage Fist or U-Turn or Close Combat, then that's also fine. My Clodsire, if he's running a defensive bulk up set, can usually 1v1 it so long as he doesn't have Taunt. Toxic will eventually wear this thing down. I'm not taking that much from a Rage Fist. That's boosted by 100, or that's boosted to 100 base power. I just need to not hit him and just Toxic and start mashing like Stealth Rock and recover. Yeah. Latios is annoying for Clodsire because it's a Psychic type, but if he just has Psychic, then I can just get a little Toxic off on it, and that's totally fine. Cinderace is another one that's kind of annoying for Clodsire because it's a strong physical attacker, but if it's chipped, I get good damage with Earthquake, and he doesn't Oko me with Pyro Ball. If he has Zen Headbutt, then I guess he Okos me, but that's a different case. Iron Hands is a Mon that I'm glad to sit on. He probably is going to be running Swords Dance on it if he's bringing it, or Bulk Up, and I'm unaware, so I just ignore that. Earthquake's doing a decent chunk. I can Toxic it, so it doesn't ever sweep me. Ice Punch is doing a lot to me, but it's not outright KOing me, so that's totally fine. Mantine and Cresselia and Masquerain all get Toxic. None of them are doing that great damage to me. Crest would have to have Psyshock, but Stored Power, he would have to be really, really set up to do good damage to me, and I can just sort of poison him with Toxic and it'll be fine. I can stall all of his Lunar Blessings if he has that. And the Mons that I cannot get through with Clodsire are Skarmory and Air Balloon Heatran. Heatran, until I pop the balloon, just totally walls me. Skarmory completely walls me with the set. So I have to be wary of that. If he brings Skarmory, then I just have to be careful with, like, not letting him get free momentum and free spikes and free damage on me. So, yeah. Next mod I'm bringing is the return of Mr. Hands, my Hoopa Unbound. I'm running pretty standard Assault Vest set. 207 speed is faster than uninvested Cresselia and uninvested Mega Venusaur and Heatran. I figure it's important to be faster than those because I do not want to take damage if I don't have to. As for Cresselia, I'm doing pretty solid damage with knockoff, 60%, and after I knock it off, 2 knockoffs will always kill, so long as he does not Moonlight in between, which is great. Mega Venusaur takes a lot from a Psychic, and I take basically nothing from the Sludge Bomb, so I'm totally cool to take that out. This is my best Draco Meteor switch in from a Specs Latios. It does not 2 KO me every time, but it comes pretty gosh darn close. He can't do 2 Dracos in a row because obviously the Spit Up drop, but my knockoff completely eviscerates him, so that's useful. I have way to get back in the game, but you know, it's a Hoopa Unbound with Assault Vest. Getting health back is kind of an issue, unless I'm up against something like Heatran where I can Drain Punch that and do 50. And then I have Thunderbolt for Mantine plus Skarmory, which is pretty solid. There's some mons that Hoopa doesn't want to be in on. One of them is Cinderace. Cinderace completely shatters me with the Pyro Ball. I'm minus defense nature. I'm not that physically defensive anyways, even without the minus defense nature, and it's faster than me. It's just going to completely blow me up, so I don't want to be in on that. I don't want to be in on Hands either, because if he's Assault Vest, then my Psychic isn't going to kill him, and I lose my Hoopa for no reason. Annihilate is always faster than me. Don't want to lose to Annihilate for no reason. And Masquerain, if it has Bug Buzz, then that can potentially be annoying. Otherwise, I can just Thunderbolt it or knock it off. But still, it's a dubious enough situation, and my Hooper does a good enough job at beating the rest of his mons to where I don't want to risk it versus something like Masquerain if I don't have to. But that's my Hoopa Unbound. Next mon. First time coming off the bench, because I'm not fully tryharding this week. I'm not bringing the most optimal Pokemon for every scenario, but I want this guy off the bench. I'm bringing Tyrantrum. Dino Bites himself. I'm running loaded dice with Rockhead and a little Dragon Dance setup set. 248 speed hits 372 with a +1 from either Scale Shot or Dragon Dance. That gets me faster than Latios and Cinderace. And as for Cinderace, At +1, I always KO with an Earthquake. It needs High Jump Kick in order to take me out. Otherwise, I'm taking a U-turn fine. I'm taking a Pyro Ball fine, so long as I don't get burned. If he suckers, that's fucking amazing for me. Court Change. If he's Court Changing, then he's just setup fodder in my face. Cinderace is a mon that I kind of want to set up on, so long as he doesn't have HJK, so I have to scout for that first. Skarmory is another mon that I'm kind of fine to set up on a little bit. Like, he's probably going to go hard Skarm into me going Tyrantrum. So if I get to +1, I 2-KO him with a Head Smash, provided that both of them hit. Granted, it's only like a 64% chance that both of them hit. And Body Press does 2-KO me, so I have to be careful about that situation. But, you know, it's a big Head Smash. Head Smash does really solid damage to Mega Venusaur. Giga Drain does get him some health back, and I think makes it a roll in order to 2-KO, but that's fine. I'm fine with that. Cresselia is setup fodder for me. I just get the Dragon Dance. Moonblast does really solid damage because of Tyrantrum's low special defense, but 2 Head Smashes will knock it out at +1, which is great. If he's physically defensive, he could be specially defensive, which would make it even easier for me. Mantine eviscerated by a Head Smash, even without any setup. So if I bring this down Mantine, he's probably going to swap, which means I get a free Dragon Dance, which is great. Iron Hands takes really solid damage from a +1 Earthquake. I do not die to a Drain Punch, even if he's max attack, which is awesome. So I can just Earthquake him twice, which would be great. I just need to not be -1 defense. But as for the rest of his team, Annihilate, Scale Shot does decent damage, but I'm slower if he's Scarf, basically every time. And if he's bulking up, I just can't get past that with Scale Shot, and Drain Punch does big enough damage to me. Latios, if I'm at +1, then Scale Shot KOs it, but if I'm not, then I get fucked. I get completely shredded and owned. Heatran is dead to an Earthquake every time, and Masquerain is dead to a Head Smash every time. Another setup opportunity for me if that were to come out. So yeah, that's Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is making his little debut. Next mon, Porygon Z. Running pretty standard Porygon Z set, running leftovers with adaptability and nasty plot. Porygon Z does the thing that he always does where he's hard to switch in on. I have 254 speed, which lets me be faster than a max speed invested Heatran. I figured some speed investment's fine, and if he reads my pace and he's like, why does he have this speed? Then he might screw up in playoffs if we have to play again. But talking about Heatran, if I get to +2, Thunderbolt is a 2-KO, which is great. If he's specially defensive, then it's not a 2-KO, which is less great, but then he's specially defensive Heatran, and I have solid answers for that in the back. Ice Beam does good damage to Latios. Tri-Attack probably does just about the same damage and still 2-KOs, and I get shredded by Draco if he's Life Orb, but like if he's Scarf, if he specs into a non-stab move, then I can take that at least 1, which is great. Just a calc I need to be wary of. I need to scout out what he is beforehand. Make sure that he's not dropping a Draco on my head, because that would be lame. Iron Hands, if he's Assault Vest, then he takes my Tri-Attack pretty well and shreds me with close combat, so I have to be really careful in the face of Iron Hands. If I see a set and I know that he's not Assault Vest, then things get a little easier, but if he is, then it's annoying. Mega Venusaur, if I get to +2, Tri-Attack does massive damage, has a chance to OHKO, and I'm taking a Sludge Bomb pretty well most of the time. Cinderace, I'm slower than it, but I don't gotta do a Power Ball, and I'm doing good damage with Tri-Attack, so if I get a little bit of chip, then that's great for me. Cresselia is setup fodder. If he keeps Calm Minding as I keep nasty plotting, I'm totally fine with that, because my Tri-Attack is eventually just gonna straight up 2-KO him, and he needs a lot of boosts in order to kill me with a Psychic or a Moonblast or a Store Power. Thunderbolt, Tread, Skarmory, and Mantine in basically the same way. Annihilate is not a mon that I want to be in on with Porygon if he's Scarf, and I know that he's Scarf, but if he's defensive, I'm still not doing that much with Thunderbolts, but, you know, it's if I need a mon to come in and try and take it out, then it's a last resort. There's always a last resort. So, yeah, that's Porygon Z. Last mon on my team is Mega Altaria coming back. I got Michael Sheen with the little Dragon Dance set. Instead of running defensive like I was running last week, I'm running Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Return, and Roost. Same speed as Tyrantrum in order to be faster than Latios and Cinderace. Speaking of these two, both of them are kind of setup fodder. Latios Psychic is going to be doing not enough damage to me to where I can't just get the +1 and be totally fine. Cinderace has literally nothing he can hit me with unless he has Gunk Shot, which would be a reasonable bring, but I'm fine with losing to Cinderace. Like, I don't care that much about winning my match this week, so this is fine. Latios gets shredded by Return, and Cinderace gets shredded by Earthquake, so that's awesome. These 3 Mons all die to either Return or Earthquake if I get to +1. I don't think any of them can hit me back that hard. If Heatran has an Air Balloon, then it's kind of dangerous if he has Flash Cannon, but Flash Cannon isn't going to KO me if he's a defensive Heatran. And also, Altaria is just fat. Ape, if it's Scarfed or not physically defensive, dies to Return. Hands dies to Return if I get to +1. It needs Ice Punch in order to take me out. But he has to be set up too, because a raw Ice Punch isn't just going to kill me. Cresselia and Mantine are both kind of setup fodder. Cress is, if he's physically defensive Cress, it's honestly a pretty decent answer to my Altaria, so I have to be careful with that. I have to get a bunch of Dragon Dances in order to do enough damage, but I can eventually just break through with Return. And Mantine, if he's physically defensive a little bit, then it can take my Return decently well, but the best thing he can do is hit me with the Scald, which can burn me, I guess, which, you know, it'd be fine. Mega Venusaur is one of the harder checks for Altaria because it's just really fat. Earthquake, even a +1, is doing basically nothing, and I died to a Sludge Bomb, so I have to be careful of that. But really, public enemy number 1 for Altaria is going to be Skarmory. Skarmory, even if I get to +6, is going to take my Return perfectly. If only there was a move that Altaria had that could break through a physically defensive Steel type. But, you know, it is what it is. That's my team. So, battle is going to be commencing in 2 days from when I'm recording this. For you guys, again, it's going to be like 5 seconds. So, yeah. Bye-bye. Hi, Editing Cop here to mention that this week's match didn't actually happen. My opponent had extenuating circumstances with a family thing, so I get an automatic 3-0 DQ victory. However, for the sake of still having a video, because got to put a video out to the people, don't want to disappoint, I did basically a little simulation of what the battle would look like using the team that I was planning to bring that you just saw in the team builder, and using a version of my opponent's potential team. So hope you guys enjoy that. But remember, the results of this battle don't matter. I won 3-0. Bye-bye. Okay, so this team resembles basically about what I expected, but I do not see Skarmory. I see Heatran in Skarmory's place, which is an interesting decision. Hopefully he leads Scarf Annihilate. And I can get my little Volt Switch off of Zapdos. But let's see how this goes. Let's see how it goes. Cresselia is annoying. Cinderace was kind of a necessity, so it makes sense that that's here. It does really solid work against most of my team. Tyrantrum can try and keep Cinderace at bay, so long as he doesn't have high jump kick. This game actually looks pretty doable for Tyrantrum, like low-key. Like low-key, Tyrantrum has a lot of interesting spots to come in here. It can Earthquake the Heatran, it can Scale Shot the Latios on a switch. If I get to +1, Cinderace isn't an issue. I do 50 to Crest with Head Smash. Really it's just Ape, but the Ape is probably Scarf, Final Gambit, it's probably going to kill itself. And Mega Venusaur takes decent damage from +1 Head Smash. So yeah. I clicked my lead. Let's see. Scarf Ape. Okay. Full switch, like I mentioned in the team builder. If you watch the team builder, thank you. I know it's kind of long, but put a decent amount of effort into it, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Okay. I go into Claude. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Exactly as planned. He's going to go for Psyshock. I switch into Hoopa. If he goes for Draco instead, that's also fine. Draco's totally fine. That is Specs damage, I think. Okay. Is there any good reason for me not to knock off? No. Knock off into Drain Punch kills Heatran. Knock off does big damage to Cinderace. 2 knockoffs kills Cress. Knock off into Psychic kills Venusaur. So I just knock off. And it's fine. Perfect. This battle's going exactly according to plan. What was the ape named? Goat. Goat and Jake. Why is he named Jake? Is he from State Farm? It's impossible to say. Heatran. Okay. Cool. Big knock. Oh, flame bodies heat. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That's a good bring. My Thunderbolt doesn't kill this. My Drain's gonna do decent damage. I think I'm just gonna Drain and get my health back so he can't. It's probably just gonna get up rocks. Or he's just gonna try and kill me with thing. Flame Body's a good bring. That makes sense. Didn't anticipate that being an option. Okay, he's defensive. Makes sense. Magma Storm traps me. Okay. Big crit. I barely survive. Okay. So because he's defensive, he's not going to be faster than my Tyrantrum. So I'm going to knock off, anticipating potentially Latios or Cresselia or Heatran to come in. He knows that he gets this kill regardless, so I just get to knock off. This thing can't really do anything. If he just protects, then that's totally fine too. Okay, yeah. I can't do anything. Yeah. Alright, so does my Scale Shot kill this? It's a roll. Is that 3 hits? It's 3 hits. How can I make it 4 hits? I can just go Zap and Volt, and that's fine. Or I can go Porygon. There's a few viable options here. I think Tyrantrum can just get a kill with... No, I want to be Mega Altaria so I can be a Draco switch in. Yeah. And I have to Quake. If Crest comes in, then that's annoying, but I can deal with it. I think I can deal with it. Yeah. Crest doesn't come in. Okay. He just dies. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. My Hoopa being down so early is pretty bad for me. Me getting burned by that Flame Body is not something I expected. But it makes sense. It's a good play. It's a good bring. Extremely viable in this particular scenario. Venusaur, okay. Venusaur is the counter. I believe I just go Porygon and I start clicking Tri Attack. Because this is definitely physically defensive. Okay. Mega Ball, Sludge Bomb. Big damage, poison. No poison. Awesome. Okay, he has no Tri Attack switch-ins, so I just get to click that. Get my little damage off. I'm temporarily up on stacks, which is nice. He didn't bring any of his mons that are Volt Switch weak, which is good for him. My Quadsire is looking very not good right now, unless it doesn't have Earthquake. So next time Latios comes in, I'm stacking it to... I'm stacking Claude to that. Because that's definitely specs Lottie. I'm just going to look at that damage again. So the Draco did... How much did the Draco do? 55? Yeah, that's definitely specs. Okay, yeah. Cinderace. You aren't going to take this that well. Yeah, yikes. Very not good for him. If he suckers, then it's a free Tyrantrum. If he U-turns, it's a free Tyrantrum. I'm just going to go Tyrantrum. Because my Tyrantrum is super expendable this game. Okay, he's not choiced. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't have high jump kick. That would be very awkward. If he does, then I just lose my thing and it's fine. I can't just go Zapdos. And Zap's always fine. But... is Zap always fine? Because I do good damage to Cresselia with Head Smash. Not great damage, but I do okay damage. And I do die to a high jump kick. double check this damage. High jump kick does 105 minimum. Okay. But he has to hit it. I'm just gonna click it. If he has high jump kick, then he has high jump kick. And that's tough. That's tough for me. Wisp. Okay. Alright, I got my kill. Tyrantrum gets a little kill on the board. That's great. He's gonna try and set up with this. I'm gonna stop him. Hopefully you don't have Lunar Blessing. Does Psyshock just kill me with no physical attack or special attack investment? It does not. Okay, so what's the order of operations here? I think I go Altaria. I think I go Altaria. Yeah. Yeah, Calm Minds as expected. I DD up once. If he goes Venusaur, that's fine. I just sack my Tyrantrum. Yeah. Interesting game this week. Very interesting game. Moonblast 2 KOs me, which is annoying, but I'll deal with it. Ooh. My bad. I'm very burpy today. Should I just go for the damage? I probably should have. Calm Minds again. Okay. I return twice. Take my damage. Oh, I should have been modest instead of, or adamant instead of naughty on this. Forgot to change my investment. That was my fault. Because I originally had Flamethrower on this, but I took it off. That's my bad. Still have a bit of trouble breaking this. It's kind of frustrating. Okay, that's huge damage. Don't kill me. Perfect. Great. Awesome. I hope this isn't a roll. It would be really awkward if it was. Wait, that means he's not physically defensive. Why wouldn't he be physically defensive? Weird. Okay, big damage. I'll take that damage. He's gonna just Synthesis here, I think. Earthquake is 200. Earthquake does slightly more than return. I kind of just want to get my damage. Because I can't set up with this again, which means I'm always going to lose to Latios. My Tyrantrum is my next Latios sack. I think this is a losing position because my Hoop is dead. Return and Earthquake are going to be doing about the same, so I'm just going to return. Yeah. Kill move Sludge Bomb? Yep. Okay. Now I think this is a position where Porygon can just win. He has to sack this. And my Zapdos inevitably beats the Lottie. And my Claw beats the Cress. Okay. Yeah. If he's Spadef, then this can get dicey, but I don't think he's Spadef. Because he took not a lot from that return. Whew. Okay, I got my kill. Perfect. Good job, Porygon. Okay, I sacked Tyrantrum. Easiest play ever. As he locks himself in the Psyshock or something. Yep. Okay. He just gets his kill. Yep. Now the question is, With him being specs, that's doing a lot to me. It's doing a lot. Ooh, I think I just lose. Huh. That was a misplay. Huh. Okay, let's hit fucking hurricanes, I guess. Oops. Yeah, I guess I have to hit hurricanes. Say he's timid. Okay, perfect. Confused. Hit yourself. Hit yourself. Oh! Hacks my way to the win. Let's go. Let's go, gamers. Shout out, gamers. Woohoo! Yes! Yes! I'm the best player alive! Ooh, I'm the best player alive. Oh, hit yourself again. Okay, Moonlight. Okay. You don't have enough move slots to win. Next time I get my quad in, I think I just win, question mark. Do I keep trying to hit hurricanes? Can this be a lost position? I don't know if it can. Okay. Okay. I'm skipping turns now. That's arguably a bad play, but yeah. Okay. I think I just win from here by spamming recover, and I outpace him. I just have more sack than he does. He needs to be Psy Shock, and he needs to be Special Attack invested in order to kill me. If he's not both, then he just loses. Whew, okay. Oh, he's probably stored power. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Yep, okay. Should have recovered that turn. Oops. My fault. Does he just win? Would be awkward if he did. Crit? No crit? Uh-oh. How much do you take from Toxic? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Zapdos kill? Please? Zapdos pretty please kill? Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I choked my way. Oops. That's my bad. I choked that game by not recovering on that turn. Okay. Also, this game didn't really count. It's just for show, because the actual coach forfeited. Interesting. I should have recovered on Claude. That's my mistake. I don't know why I just Toxic. Should have been spamming recover. That's my bad. Okay. Well, regardless, that's the game. Thank you guys for watching. This was really just an exhibition game, like I said. Seeing potentially how this could have gone in this scenario, because the actual coach is not here. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. There might be an upload next week talking about the one free agency change that I'm trying to make, and also just my seeding going into playoffs. But otherwise, that's the game. Bye-bye.